Are you struggling with feeling stuck in your life journey? Does it seem as if the challenges or conflicts that you keep experiencing are on repeat? Healing through feeling could be your new way through to a more satisfying life. Now, here is the host of the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide, Sharyn Nichols.
Welcome, everyone. Yay! It's the second show of my March into Spring series, and we're going to be talking all about butterflies and transformation and what you can do for yourself, what I have been through, and what I've been holding, this incredible container that I've been holding for all of you who are listening. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm just so excited. Like I said last week, love spring, love springtime, love the ever changing, ever growing, ever newness of life. It's not just the spring, although I get to talk about it, I get to be a part of it. And I have this incredible butterfly that was painted by my dear friend Ellen, who she and I actually have the same birthday, which I'm always fascinated by. I'm always fascinated by the people that I meet who are born on the exact same day as me. I'm always constantly looking for similarities. And so she's extremely creative and wonderful. And so I have this butterfly. I'm just so excited. So bringing it back around, as usual, we are going to start with a meditation. And thank you so much for listening to the Feel to Heal show on the Inspired Choices Network with myself, Sharyn Nichols, licensed marriage and family therapist. We're coming up on my anniversary of taking my orals, with which I then became licensed. And that's why I love April or March. We're coming up my anniversary. Oh my goodness, I'm all over the place because that's what butterfly is all about. It's about flitting and floating and flying all over the place and then coming back to center, flying all over the place, coming back to center. So let's all receive a breath, me included. First one. One more. Sitting in a comfortable spot, allowing your eyes to close if you haven't already, focusing on your breath, allowing your chest to rise and fall, and seeing yourself surrounded by tall trees. Bright sunlight pours down through the branches and leaves, creating interesting patterns on the ground around you. This brilliant light shines on a path that is before you. In this moment, take time to reflect on what it is you would like to metamorphosize, what you would like to see change. With this intention clearly in your mind, bring your awareness back to the brightly illuminated path. Notice that there is a sense of peace and serenity. Receiving a deep breath and breathing in peace and exhaling, and receiving another deep breath and breathing in serenity and tranquility. Notice the feeling of complete calmness and perfect peace. And with this sense, this noticing of peacefulness, take a step forward on your brightly illuminated path. And as you walk, notice that the trees are thinning out and the light is becoming stronger and stronger. There is a growing feeling of anticipation with each step that you take as you come to the edge of this forest. You are engulfed in dazzling white light. Allow your eyes to adjust to the brightness and see before you a glorious field of wildflowers. Feel a smile come to your face and your heart opening wide with this feeling of magnificent upliftment. Feel the soft, slight breeze play across your face and see the breeze's effect as it creates a ripple effect along the top of the flowers. It is as if they are doing a rhythmic dance performance as a greeting for you. You see the path before you that leads to a fallen log in the distance amid the sea of vibrantly colored flowers. As you are making your way along the path, notice a gentle gust of wind blows, and suddenly you are surrounded by a kaleidoscope of butterflies rising up from the flowers. You laugh in delight as the butterflies magically dance through your aura. They flit and flutter, weaving in and out of your energy, leaving you feeling tingly, invigorated, and enchanted. As you continue to move forward, all but one of the butterflies take their leave and settle back on the flowers. Your butterfly continues to lead you along the path. As you reach the log, you find that there is a comfortable place to sit and nestle into. Taking a moment to wonder where the log came from. And as if hearing your thoughts, the butterfly flutters off in the direction of a small hill in the distance upon which stands a magnificent old oak tree. You snuggle into your comfy spot, breathing deeply and allowing this breath of relaxation to wash over your mind, your body, and your soul. Allow your mind to retreat into a state of stillness, continuing to breathe in and out. In and out. And now allow your mind to receive insight from your higher guidance. And when you are ready, receiving a deep breath, seeing yourself stretching and returning gently to your feet. And noticing a smile as it appears across your face as you see that there is a gift right there on the ground for you. There is no need to judge the object you are given. Simply ask your higher guidance what the significance of the gift is for you. Give gratitude and grace to your higher guidance for this gift. Receiving a breath as your beautiful butterfly reemerges to guide you on your journey back along your path. Knowing that you can come back and experience this peace at a future time. Following the butterfly along the path as it flutters gracefully into the radiant white light, it encourages you to join it. Step into the light and take the time to absorb the unconditional love and revitalizing energy. Taking a deep breath, grounding and protecting yourself by visualizing a band of gold from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, front to back. Now visualize a band of gold stretching from your heart to the tips of your fingers and across your back from fingertip to fingertip. Notice the protective bubble of unconditional love that you and your higher guidance has created for you. And when you are ready, you may allow your eyes to open and come back to this present moment, noticing the lightness that is with you always. Thank you so much for listening to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols, and we just completed our meditation called the Butterfly Metamorphosis, all about transformation. So I hope that this anchored you and now has allowed you to be open to receiving the teachings of Butterfly. So when we come back from break, we're going to jump right in. Thank you for listening to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols, on the Inspired Choices Network, and we will be right back.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols, you'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols Show with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, and thank you so much. We just did the meditation, the butterfly metamorphosis, all about butterflies today with myself, Sharyn Nichols, Feel to Heal Show. Butterfly, butterfly, butterfly. This is one of my favorites. I love this one. Believe it or not, I found this at a flea market. And I am just so grateful for all of the butterflies, for the symbolism, for the butterfly card, the animal spirit medicine cards, which I mentioned last week. And of course, when I was doing my card spread yesterday, butterfly chose me. It's not a shocker to me at all. I have been pushing through my own metamorphosis. I have been going through changes, and it has just been an incredible week. I am so grateful for the whole process. I'm so grateful for life, for choice, for the anchoring in of the change, the allowing. I am so grateful for being appropriately scared shitless as the caterpillar pushing its way through to come out of the cocoon. So let's talk about metamorphosis for a moment. And according to biology, it is an actual change in the form and often habits of an animal during normal development after the embryonic stage. Metamorphosis includes in insects the transformation of a maggot into an adult fly and a caterpillar into a butterfly. In amphibians, the changing of a tadpole into a frog. I mean, I know we all studied it, at least I'm assuming we all studied this in biology. Most of us 10th grade in biology, this is what we learned. We learned what insects and animals did, except we never really talked about what it is that we go through as human beings with our own metamorphosis. So metamorphosis is also defined as a change into something new or a process of an insect or an amphibian maturing into adult form. So we talk about it, okay, in terms of we go through stages where first we're a newborn, then we have those terrible twos, which then we are a toddler. And then from a toddler, we go into prepubescent and then puberty. And then we are an adolescent. And then all of a sudden we become an adult. So we don't really talk about the changes that are necessary for us to move from one stage to the next. So that's what metamorphosis is. And so for me, this past week has been about metamorphosizing myself. Transformation. Transformation as by magic or sorcery. So let's talk about the spiritual meaning of the butterfly, because it's actual and literal, and then it's very ethereal and esoteric, and that's the beautiful thing. That's why I'm so drawn to butterflies, because it's literally what happens, where you can see it, and then it's also in the air. Butterfly is air. As you know, back in the meditation, the field of the flowers and the butterflies flying through the air. So they land and then they fly and they flutter. And so, yes, I'm flying and fluttering and flitting and doing all those things because I'm just so excited to be in the butterfly. Butterflies are beautiful and have mystery, symbolism, and meaning, and they are also the true metaphor for representing spiritual rebirth, transformation, change, hope, and life. The magnificent yet short life of the butterfly closely mirrors the process of spiritual transformation and serves to remind us that as long as our lives are, they are still very, very short. So the power of butterfly is the power of air, the ability to float upon a breeze. Butterflies are known for their darting, for their mind. It represents the mind and our ability to change. I've been talking about the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. This is where butterfly medicine is so important to who you are, to who we are, to who I am, because tuning in and allowing butterfly medicine to come through you, to be the breeze, that soft breeze, allows the change, and the breeze allows the changing of the energy of when you're stuck. The breeze comes in and it just, even if it just moves your hair, that's still movement, that's still change. So simple. And it's the little baby steps. Being the butterfly allows you to flit and float. It's the floating that's little, and allowing the breeze to carry you. Even if you don't know where it's going to take you, allow the breeze to take you, to change, to give you a different perspective. So, Animal Speaks by Ted Andrews. It's this incredible book. I think I showed it last week. I'm probably going to be talking about it again and again and again, because he just puts it into such awesome perspective. So he writes, butterflies appear to dance as they light upon flowers and such. They remind us not to take things quite so seriously within our lives. They awaken a sense of lightness and joy. They remind us that life is a dance, and dance, though powerful, is also great pleasure. Butterflies can be reminders to get up and move, for if you can move, you can dance. Dance brings the sweetness of life back. This is further exemplified by the fact that butterflies, now this I think is so cool, actually have taste receptacles on their front legs. They taste flowers by walking upon them. Butterflies bring color and joy with them. So when a butterfly or butterflies come into your life, look at how much or how little joy there is within your life. Lighten up. Look for the change. Don't forget that change is actually really good. I'm just emphasizing Ted Andrews' words. Butterfly medicine reminds us to make changes when opportunities present themselves. Because here's the kicker. My words. Transformation is inevitable. Change is inevitable. So butterfly, though, can teach you that growth and change does not have to be traumatic. Butterfly can teach you that it can occur gently and as sweetly and as joyfully as you wish. You always have a choice. Does not need to be as painful as you think. Now, my words, does not need to be as painful as you think. It can be fun. It can be joyous. You can be appropriately scared shitless of the change, of the transformation. Although the thing that has served me this entire week has been that I have just been in the allowing of the process of my own transformation. I am so grateful for the allowing. It has made it so much easier for me to be able to sit here, for me to actually be able to breathe, for me to actually show up and be joyful about this topic, to allow, to just breathe, to just allow the change that is happening, to actually be in so much more control of myself and my life, knowing that I have no control over what others do. I have 100% control over my actions and my reactions. So it's truly been allowing myself to just breathe and allow the change that is happening, regardless of whether I wanted to or not. So we're going to go to break. And when we come back, we are going to continue to talk about what butterflies can teach us about personal change. So thank you so much for listening to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols, on the Inspired Choices Network. And I look forward to seeing you back here in a couple of minutes. Be right back.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols, you'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols Show with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, and thank you so much. I am Sharyn Nichols, and you are listening to the Feel to Heal show on the Inspired Choices Network, and I am supposed to be talking more about myself with regards to what it is that I do, and I so enjoy reframing perspectives to allow your transformation. I'm all about just being one chapter ahead in the book, and just being an inspiration for myself first, to change, to grow, to look at things differently, to being in acceptance, to move through all of the stages that we all as humans must go through if we want to be living peaceful, successful, satisfying lives. So it truly is about giving up the struggle. And I was so feeling this struggle this week of coming out of my cocoon. So butterfly, because I know I mentioned last week, or here's the butterfly card again, animal spirit medicine. If you look closely at what butterfly is trying to teach, you will realize that is the never-ending cycle of self-transformation. So the way to discern where you are in the cycle is to ask yourself these 4 questions. 1, is this the egg stage? So is this just thought or an idea? 2, is this the larva stage? Do I need to make a decision? 3, is this the cocoon stage? And am I developing and doing something to make my idea a reality? 4, is this the birth stage? Am I sharing my completed idea? So by asking yourself these questions, you will discover how butterfly is relating to you at this moment. So when you understand where you are, this symbol can teach you what you need to do next to continue in the cycle of self-transformation. More on this, I'm going to be talking about these 4 stages next week, and then in the final week of the series on marching into spring with regards to what idea are you actually birthing. We're going to talk more about the actual birthing process. So I want to bring this back to what butterflies teach us about personal change. So Renee Kemper is using Ben Woodward's words, because I found this on the internet and it is just so perfect. I can paraphrase it. However, why? She did such an incredible job of saying it as I would like to. So everything in the plant and animal kingdom is built to survive, adapting to its circumstances to preserve life at all costs. I mean, this is what we as humans, we are always looking for the status quo. The status quo is about survival. The status quo is what the ego is always trying to do. So this is where we get caught up. Now, These are my words. The status quo is the ego is always trying for stability, to keep us in the same way, because if we step out, we could actually get eaten. We could get our heads chopped off. We could be attacked by a lion. We could be bitten by a scorpion. I mean, there's so many things that could happen to us if we step out of the cave, if we step out of the cocoon. So within nature, there is no shortage of metaphors for personal change. And so one of them is the butterfly, because butterflies grace everything from classic children's books to ancient Greek symbolism. Humanity has long been fascinated with the mystery of the caterpillar's miraculous transformation, yet we don't often talk about how the process works. That's what I was saying before. We don't always talk about the process. We just know that it's going to happen because we've lived it. Although let's talk about it. Let's talk about how difficult it is to transform, to move from one stage to the next. We just assume that everyone is going to have an easier time of it than we did. Not true. I have 3 clients now that are all 12 years old. And I am so fascinated by they're on that brink. Like they are so in that cocoon. They're so ready to step into being 13, to being a teenager, to being an adolescent. And I truly do see it as it's my job to help them transform themselves and make this process go as easy as possible. Like I see it as my job to literally and figuratively hold a hand through this and normalize every thought and feeling that they are having through this whole process. So here's the deal, people, my words now. It is so normal. So normal. Every thought and feeling that you have is so normal. It is so normal to be scared shitless, appropriately scared shitless, to change, to do anything different, to come out of the cocoon, because it's been so nice and safe and comfortable and warm and cozy. And you're so protected, and you only have to worry about yourself, and you're the only one judging you because nobody's in there with you but you. So last week was about clearing the clutter in your thoughts, so it would make it easier for you to step out and allow yourself to have all the thoughts and feelings that you need to have in order to step on your path, in order to actually birth. Birth can be painful or not. You have a choice. As women, we give birth. We can literally and figuratively, because figuratively we can all give birth to new things. Literally, we give birth to humans. And they say that if we actually remembered the pain, we would never do it more than once. I'm going to say that again. If we actually remembered the pain, we would never do it more than once. Now, most of us do it more than once, because I think it's 2.1 or 2 children that all families have. So therefore, talking averages. Anyway, don't quote me on that one. You can forget the pain if you allow yourself to. Physically, we forget the pain. Otherwise, we'd never do it again. And I'm not talking about the awesome drugs that you can take if you so choose to. Although if you want to do natural birth, that's also wherever you are on the spectrum, it's all good. I have wished my births, because I have 3 children, as I know I've mentioned, I've birthed 3 children, and I wished my births on every woman. I pushed 3 times and out they came. Because as scared shitless as I was the first time doing it, I just took my head out of it and I just allowed my body to do what it needed to do. Now I know I'm very lucky. I'm very, very fortunate that I had such an easy process, and I'm not taking away from any woman's process. This was just my process, and you have your process, and there's support along the way. See, you didn't give birth alone. At least I'm assuming there was someone there holding your hand, wiping the sweat off of your brow, telling you you got this, being a cheerleader for you, squeezing your hand when you were having that horrific contraction, telling you when to push, when not, all of that. Because we're in this together. We're not alone. You are not alone going through the transformation and the change. These are all thoughts that are just stuck in your head. I'm just going to receive her breath because I'm so in this present moment and so just so excited to be a part of the change, to bear witness to myself, to bear witness to your change. I want to hear from you. Please go to my Facebook page, Feel to Heal. Email me through my website, Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. I want to hear where you are. I want to hear what I can bear witness to for you in your change, in your transformation. Going back to Renee Kemper, there's a struggle within the chrysalis, but all we see is the caterpillar emerging, victorious as a beautiful butterfly. It's all in your head. The struggle's all in your head. However, beneath the protective layers of the chrysalis, there's something much more significant happening than growth alone. This is the powerful lesson we learn from butterfly. Because before growth can occur, the old must be undone. There must be the death of the caterpillar in order for it to become the butterfly. So what are you going to let go of? What are you going to allow to fall away and die for you? So you can emerge as the butterfly. So you can transform. So you can rebirth yourself. Something must die. It could be just a thought. It could be a feeling that you need to let go of that's been holding you back. Thank you so much for listening to me and my rants. I am so grateful, and we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to bring it all together. And I am so excited to be flitting and floating as the butterfly. We'll be right back. Thank you for listening to myself, Sharyn Nichols, Feel to Heal Show, Inspired Choices Network. See you back in a moment.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols Show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols, you'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols Show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols Show with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for listening to the Feel to Heal show. And we've been talking about butterflies, metamorphoses, changing, transformation, being the larva, the egg stage. What do you want to birth? Where are you in your own transformation? So I know I've been really talking a lot about self-transformation, although businesses also go through this, where you have your idea and then you birth it and you do research and you do all these wonderful, incredible things to birth your idea. We're constantly birthing, allowing things to die, rebirthing, coming up with new ideas, repackaging old ones, allowing ourselves to transform, to transmute, to just breathe. With each breath is a change. I mean, I know I've talked about the rising sun and then the setting sun and all that happens within the day. I've had some days where I've been so grateful to go to sleep because the day just sucked. I could not get out of my own way. I was so caught up in my own struggle, and just me going to sleep knowing that I could wake up anew and birth myself, and whatever that looked like to me. So what does that look like to you? Because with time and patience and humility, you can always emerge from the darkness into the light and then create whatever it is that you need to create for yourself, to have, to do, to be. In my meditations this week and being with Butterfly and just being so excited for the change, I know that sounds a little crazy. Even me saying that, I've just embraced change. It is just so, I've stopped fighting. I've stopped fighting with myself. I allow myself the thoughts, and then I do give up the struggle. Why? Why do we complicate things so much for ourselves? What does this need? Is this how we join with one another? Is this what we think life needs to be? Is life supposed to be hard because that's what we were told? We don't have to believe that. We don't have to buy into that bill of goods. Who sold this to us? Why have we so been conditioned to believe that life has to be hard? That the only thing that's worth winning or having is only if it's hard won. So what if it comes easily? We are all born with natural gifts and talents, and yet we have to apologize for those? I think that that's actually what is crazy. I think that's what is insane. Our need, our belief, our feeling that we need to apologize for our natural gifts and talents that come from the birthing of the butterfly. That just because we get to be ourselves. The butterfly didn't know that it was going to start out as a butterfly. The butterfly didn't know it was going to end up being a butterfly. It had to go through life. It had to go through its changes. It had to go through its metamorphosis in order to be. Although it did go through the natural stages and it allowed itself to be what it needed to be, the struggle that it needed to go through to push through. You know, the beautiful thing about an acorn is that it is a fully formed oak tree. Think of this, the little tiny acorn is a fully formed oak tree. And it needs to be planted in the soil and be nourished. And then the little sprout has to come through the acorn, has to come through the shell of the acorn, and then come up through the soil to it being green. And then it starts putting in the roots, and then it continues to grow and grow. But it did start off being really, really small and really, really teeny. Think of the human. Think of all metamorphoses, all birthing processes, all the things that we all must go through. So I just want to mention how a pearl is formed in an oyster. It's actually an irritant. It's not only a piece of sand. We think it is. We think it's this piece of sand that turns into the pearl, but it's actually the pearl itself, that this oyster itself that takes from, you know how when you open up a pearl, sometimes it's really shiny? When you open up an oyster, it's pearlized. Sometimes I feel as though the irritant in me just needs to be polished, and that the insides of me, meaning my own little cocoon, my aura, needs to just polish me off so I can come out and be shiny and bright and be worth something. Because that's the thing about a pearl. And it takes a long time. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes years to have a normal sized pearl. So many, we may wish for it to be so simple and easy. No matter what, we cannot escape the process. We all must go through the birthing process. We all had to go through the birth canal or the process. Even if you were born by C-section, you still had to go through the birthing process. You just maybe didn't come through the birthing canal. You still went through a process. It's all a process. Life is a process, and you always have a choice as to whether you're going to struggle through it, whether you're going to allow, whether it's going to be difficult. You have the choice of how hard it's going to be or how not, knowing that it's still a process. You're allowed to have feelings about the process. So thank you so much for joining me today and talking about butterfly. And I look forward to seeing you all next week as we continue to talk about the hope that birthing can bring and the newness.
Thank you for choosing to listen to the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show. Sharyn Nichols will return next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, give up the struggle, feel all you need to feel, and make this week your best one yet. Thank you for choosing to listen to the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show. Sharyn Nichols will return next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, give up the struggle, feel all you need to feel, and make this week your best one yet.